Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and this is your home for tutorials, strategy, player profiles, history, reviews, news, tips, tops baseball cards, rants, and so much more. And we are continuing with our replay of the 1969 Mets using Payoff pitch. And tonight on the mound is going to be Jim McAndrew. We're looking for his 1970 card right now, and not finding it. We got Tug McGraw there. Let me see. McAndrew. Let's see if I can quickly find him. I got to go over the lineups. Jim McAndrew. Don't seem to see him. I don't know why. Am I missing one page? I may be missing one page. And I am. There it is. Okay. I was missing this page right here, and McAndrew is right there. There he is, Jim McAndrew, 1970 Topps baseball. So I love this. I love having the old school baseball cards nearby and taking a look at them. And this was the last year that they did the portraits, the portrait style. I mean, they still had portraits, but it's the last year that they really did the whole set in portrait style with no action shots. And that's a interesting little anecdote about the 1970 set. All right, so it's going to be the San Francisco Giants here at Shea Stadium in beautiful downtown Queens, New York, and it's going to be Jim McAndrew versus Bobby Bolin. So let's take a look at how each of those pitchers is doing. Now, let's see. Jim McAndrew has a 3.74 ERA, and he's 2-2. Let's see if we can look up Bolin, player view, player bio card. Okay, Bolin is, let's see. Oh, key batting. Let me see if I can find out what Bolin's pitching. All right. You know what? I'm not going to be able to check that out for some reason right now. Let me see if I go to box score and get some information. Bolin, 6.20 ERA. So has not been doing all that good, and that's an understatement. Now the Mets are 23-21, while the San Francisco Giants are 25-21. And the Mets are in third place in the NL East. Their manager is Gil Hodges, and he's going up against Clyde King. So the lineups are going to be leading off is going to be Bobby Bonds, followed by, and he's in right field. Then it's Jim Davenport, I believe. It's Jim, right? Yeah. Then it's going to be Willie Mays, the Say Hey kid in center field, batting third. Batting fourth is Willie McCovey. He's having a heck of a season, batting .350. Now, this is the first game, I believe, in June. So we're approximately, how many is that? 54 games for the Mets into the season. Batting fifth is Jim Ray Hart. Jim Ray Hart, the left fielder, batting .279. Jack Hyatt, batting .149, the catcher, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Don Mason, left-handed second baseman, batting .157. And then it's Hal Lanier, the shortstop, who's batting .265. He's batting eighth. And the pitcher, Bobby Bolin, batting .400. And he'll be in the ninth spot. So let's get started We're playing payoff pitch baseball. The way you play payoff pitch baseball is you roll 2d6. You look off the picture. That gives you a category. You take that category and you roll 2d10, and that's going to give you a result, whether within that category or beyond that category, which would then become an out. This is a chartless game, 99.9% chartless if you use the fast action cards. And here they are. They're about $8, $9. You can get those. Really, really nice cards, really quality material. It'll last you for a very long time. I've been playing these for at least over a year now. And we're ready to get started. All right, here's the first pitch. Jim McAndrew to Bobby Bonds, and that's foul back, a souvenir for a lucky fan. Now we're going to get the fans, the crowd into the game right now. A little bit quiet, like a cemetery, like a pet cemetery in here. We don't want that. So we're going to get a little bit of noise, a little bit of crowd noise. There we go. If you listen to the old broadcast, you always have a crowd in the background. You got to have a crowd in the background. Can't be quiet. I don't know. All right, let's try that again. That's a 6. That's in play 43 against a righty. And that's a little number to the first baseman. And he's going to tag Bonds for out number 1. So that's basically a 3 unassisted. So 1 down. Next is Davenport. Try to roll my left hand. That's an 8. That's a tough pitch. Let's see if Davenport can do anything with it. And that's a ground ball up the middle and through in the center field for a base hit. So Davenport with a single, and he is not a threat to steal. He had no steal, so he's not going to be getting a jump. To say, hey, kid, and he fouls one back. McAndrew, that's a 4. Patient 74. A patient 74, and that is a fly ball in the gap. And after it is aging, he gets there. That's an F8. We're using replay baseball to keep track of the stats for us with all the other teams. Very nice system. Willie McCovey. He's batting .350. Steps in against Jim McAndrew. Here's the pitch. That's a 10 patient 71. And that is a hit by pitch, and McCovey's plunked. So that puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Jim Ray Hart. Now, Jim Ray Hart versus righties batted .213. He hit 3 home runs total. Here's the pitch from McAndrew. That's a 6 in play, 77. And that is a fly ball, high fly ball, center field. In comes Agee. He's under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. So for the Giants, 1 hit, no runs. And at the end of half an inning, it's no score. Bobby Bolin. Bolin in 1969 was 7-7 with a 4.43 ERA. Now we're going to protect Bolin here, although I don't generally protect guys that don't really play that much, and he's not really a starter. So I'm not going to worry too much about him. I don't want to waste the sleeves because I need those for other more important players like the Say Hey Kid and Bobby Bonds, guys at the top of the order. There's Philip Reynolds. Welcome, Philip. And it's going to be Buddy Howson leading it off. Here's the pitch. That's a Snake Eyes, a Wheelhouse 81. And that's swung on and hit to the shortstop. Shortstop Lanier. Easy bounce, fires across the diamond and gets Harrelson. Next is Tommy Agee. Here's the pitch. That's a 5. That's a tough 93. That's going to be a fly ball in the corner, and Hart over makes the catch. 2 down. Wayne Garrett, left-handed batter. And a foul back. Souvenir for the lucky fan. It's a 3, a tough 24. That's strike 3, and that retires the side. So Bobby Bolin rings up Wayne Garrett. And that's 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. McAndrew versus Jack Hyatt. That's a tough 10, and that's strike 3. Jim McAndrew blows one by Hyatt. Next is Don Mason. That's a 5. Ballpark 59. Ballpark against the lefties to 23. So we're looking at in play. And a 19 is line base hit to right. Right fielder Sabota plays that on a hop. Gets it into Garrett. Runner on first. Mason is not one to steal. He only had one stolen base. And it's Hal Lanier. Hal Lanier versus righties batted .213. Here's the pitch. That's 9. That's in play 25. And that's line base hit center field. And let's see if Mason's going to make it to third. And there goes Mason. And he's going to slide into third base. First and third now with only one out. Pitcher Bolin is a 6-pitcher hitting card. Here's the pitch from McAndrew. That's a 5 ballpark. A 38 against a righty. It goes up to 32. So we're looking at the in play 75 in play against a 6. And that is fly ball center field. Over is Agee. Not deep enough for anybody to tag. And that's 2 down. There you got Jim McAndrews 1970 baseball card. Very, very nice on the back, particularly on the back. They got little information on what he did. Jim played baseball and basketball at Iowa University. It says he had poor support when first called up to the Mets in '68 as the team was shut out in his first 4 starts and in 5 of his 7 losses. Wow. So basically no offensive support. Interesting. Jim McAndrew. All right, it's Bobby Bonds. There's 2 outs. Runners on first and third. So Jim McAndrew is in a mini early jam here in the top of the second. Let's see if he can get out of it. And that's pulled foul. That's a snake eyes. That's a wheelhouse. Oh, boy. 85. And, oh, my goodness. Bobby Bonds, 175 home run, and then 80 to 84 base hit. And between that is a double. But we roll an 85, and that's one beyond his wheelhouse range. And that's hard hit up the middle. And Harrelson does the spinorama and fires the first and gets Bonds by half a step. Great play by Buddy Harrelson. That's short for the Mets. Cleon Jones leading it off against Bobby Bolin. In play 0-8, and that's a line drive base hit to left. On at first is Cleon Jones. Try to see if we can get a lead for Cleon. I think he's a 4. He does not get it. And it's Eddie Kranepool. Eddie Kranepool, a 9. Ballpark 68. That's beyond. So we're looking at in play. In play 30, and that's going to be a wild pitch. Wild pitch, and hustling over to second is Cleon Jones. Going to roll again for it. That's a 2. That's a 5. That's a tough 48. Tough 48 is a fly ball left field. Settling under it is Hart. And that's out number 1. Next is Ron Swoboda. A 3, a tough 81. And that's popped up. Left side. Shortstop Hal Lanier calling for it. 2 down, and it's Ed Charles. He's a veteran, Ed Charles. This will be his last year in baseball for a patient 48, and that's going to be a little flare that's going to drop in front of the center fielder, Mays. Jones is going to try to score on that, and here's the throw, and he's safe. RBI single by Ed Charles. Drives home Cleon Jones with 2 outs. Mets are up 1-0. Bobby Bolin versus Jerry Grody, 8th place batter. That's a 6. In play 97. That's a fly ball to left, and that retires the side. Squeezing it is Hart. Davenport leading it off here in the top of the third. And a 7 is tough 47. A tough 47, and that's a line drive base hit center field. So Davenport is on with a single. Next is Willie the Say Hey Kid Mays. 7, a tough 0-4. Strike 3. Jim McAndrew rings up Mays, which is something that you don't often see. He only had 71 strikeouts in over 400 at bats. Willie McCovey. And that's a 4, patient 42, and that's going to be ball 4. So runners on first and second with only 1 out, and it's Jim Ray Hart. Pitch from McAndrew. That's a 6. That ball's in play 31. And an in play 31 is going to be popped up. Left side. Charles calling for it. Makes the catch. And it's Jack Hyatt. Jack Hyatt batted .212 versus righties. They don't have a very good offense, it seems. But that's going to be ballpark 37 versus a righty. Nope, it's going to be in play. So Hyatt puts the ball in play on a 22. And that's going to be a little looper, a Texas leaguer, and that drops in there. And I believe that's going to score Davenport. They are going to wave. No, they're holding up Davenport. They're holding up Davenport. Bases loaded. Davenport must have gotten a bad jump there. Must have tripped. Because with 2 outs, he should be running on contact. So this is hard to understand why Davenport didn't score. And I bet you the manager is going to have a little bit of something to say to him about this. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. And it's Don Mason. Pitch from McAndrew. 5 ballpark 64. That's in play. In play 0-3. And that is line. Pulled down the line into right field corner. After it is Swoboda. Into scores Davenport. Followed by McCovey. Here comes Hyatt. And into third base with a 2-out triple. Giving the San Francisco Giants a 3-1 lead is Don Mason. Don Mason batted .211 versus right-handers, but it doesn't look like that here. A 2-out, bases-loaded triple puts the Giants up 3-1. Wow. That was highly unexpected, and we're going to go back and check that. That's a tough 0-3. But that's a tough one there because that number is not correct. And we just did a lot there on that. That number is not correct. We got the 6. I looked at, what did I look at? Let's see. It's a 7. So 7 is tough. That's the thing. If I looked at in play, I may have looked at in play. It should have been a 7. I wish I could go back and take a look at that. I wish I had like instant replay. But it looks like a 7. It should be tough. If it's a tough, a 0-3 is a strikeout, and we're out of the inning. So I went back and I double checked, and it looks like they're going to say it was a foul ball, and we're going to roll again here. They'll roll again with the bases loaded. Don Mason. So the umpiring crew met, and they decided that was a foul ball into the right field corner. And Don Mason is going to continue his at-bat against Jim McAndrew. So bases are loaded. You got Davenport at third, McCovey at second, Hyatt at first. Top of the third, 2 outs, 1-0 Mets. Here's the pitch from McAndrew. Whoa! And that's pulled foul. Here goes. That's an 11. Defense. So we pull a defensive card. It's going to be error third base. Potential error third base on Charles. Charles is a 2 error. 2 error means 1 to 58. We roll a 10. So is this a 1 base error or a 2 base error? It's going to be a 1 base error. So ground ball to Charles, and he boots it. In to score is Davenport. Game is tied. And the bases are loaded. Up comes Hal Lanier. It's going to be an E5. And we're going to look at the box score, see how many errors he had already, or he has. That's his 2nd error of the season. All right, so it's Hal Lanier again. Jim McAndrew with the bases loaded and 2 out. The game is tied at 1-1 in the top of the third. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-4 patient 31. And a patient 31 is a, let's take a look at what that is. That's a line drive center field. And into scores McCovey, followed by Hyatt. Into third base is Mason. And now it's 3-1 again. It wasn't enough that they got a second chance. The Mets got a second chance on that triple earlier. But the Giants are not to be denied here. It's a 2-run, 2-out single by Hal Lanier. And it's 3-1 Giants. Jim McAndrew versus the pitcher Bolin, who's a 6-pitcher hitting card. That's a Snake Eye. Snake Eye's wheelhouse, 0-7 on a 6. And that's a deep drive. That's a deep drive left field. And Jones to the track, to the wall, gone. Bobby Bolin, a 3-run home run. And this is hard to believe. Holy smokes. Bobby Bolin connects, drives one over the left field fence. And the Mets are now down 6-1. And we're going to double check that. That's a Snake Eyes wheelhouse. We roll a 0-7. And that's a home run on a 6-pitcher hitting card. Wow. That stunned the crowd at Shea. I mean, you can hear a pin drop in here. Bobby Bonds. A 7 is tough, a 97. That's a fly ball left field. On the run is Jones and catches up to it. But the damage has been done. The Giants pick up 6 runs. That's right. You heard me right. They pick up 6 runs in the top of the third inning or the bottom of the third. Mets are bringing up McAndrew a little bit early to move him out. I want him to go a couple more innings. So I'm going to try to let him bat here. 9, ballpark 48. That's a in-play ball. And that's a fly ball to right. 1 up, 1 down. Buddy Harrelson. 8 is a tough 94. And that's a fly ball to left this time. And Hart squeezes it. 2 down. Tommy Agee. In play 25, and that's a ground ball and through the left side for a base hit. So Agee's on with a single. Wayne Garrett next. Left-handed batter. Here's a pitch to Wayne Garrett. That's in play 58. In play 58, and that's a fly ball to left. That retires the side. Now we need to get a couple innings out of Jim McAndrew. Let's see what happens. Davenport, 6 in play, 66. It's a fly ball center field. Agee over to his right. Settles under it. 1 down. Willie Mays is next. That's a patient 67, and that is ground ball second base. Chop to Garrett. Garrett swings it over to Cranepool. 4-3. They retire Willie the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. Willie McCovey next with 2 outs. In play 0-4. And that splits the outfielders. That's driven into the gap. Splits the outfielders. Swoboda after it. McCovey with a 2-out double. 2-out stand-up double for Willie McCovey. There's 2 outs. McCovey at second. And Jim Ray Hart. Here's the pitch to Jim Ray Hart. 7 tough. A tough 19. Straight 3, and that retires the side. Just what the doctor ordered for Jim McAndrew, who had a real tough third inning. Cleon Jones. Pitch from Bolin. That's ball 4. 3-2 pitch high outside. Jones is on at first. Down 6-0. They're playing it safe. A 9 is ballpark 29 against a lefty, and that's going to be 23. So we're looking at the in-play In play 0-9, and that is line base hit center field. Stopping at second is Cleon Jones. So it's first and second. It's Ron Swoboda. See if the Mets can get something going here. 9 ballpark 53. That's going to be in play. In play 89, and that's hard hit right at the shortstop. This could be 2. Lanier. And a 6. Lanier flips it to Mason. And over to first, 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs. Nice turn by the Giants. That brings up Ed Charles. Here's the pitch to Ed Charles. A 9 ballpark 91. So that's in play. In play 70. They fly ball center field, and that retires the side. Hyatt from McAndrew. That's a tough 85. It's a ground ball shortstop. Backing up a second, and now charging is Harrelson. Fires the first. 1 down. Next is Don Mason, left-handed batter. The pitch from McAndrew. It's a tough pitch. See what he can do with it. And not very much. It's a weak round to the shortstop. Harrelson better hurry. Grabs it barehanded. Fires the first in time. Oh, that was a close one at first base. Buddy Harrelson with a web gem, a 69 web gem. I don't know if they had web gems in 69, but they do now. Hal Lanier. Hal Lanier had a big 2-out single to keep the inning going in that 6-run third inning. So this is somebody the Mets want to get out, especially McAndrew. He wants to get him out for sure. It's in play 34. And that's popped up. Left side. Harrelson makes the catch. Jerry Grody, Bobby Bolin. Bottom of the 5th. Snake Eyes, Wheelhouse 40. Wheelhouse 40, and that's line base hit to left. Playing it on a hop is Hart. Grody's on with a single. We got a pinch hitter. Let's see. Let's see real quick here. Mets. Let's see. Real quickly, just taking a peek at who are the guys that are available to pinch hit. And this is game, let's see, San Francisco Giants. Let's see, I'm going to look at the box score real quick to see what day this is. Sunday, June 1st. So this is the 3rd game of a 3-game set. And let's see what's going on here. The Mets, in actuality, the Mets win this game 5-4. And it's going to be Cardwell. We're going to bring in Cardwell on this, and pinch hitting is Dyer. We're going to bring in Dyer as a pinch hitter. And Cardwell is going to be our next pitcher. I like to kind of follow the actual lineups as much as possible within reason, because I want to get the feel for the players for the season. I want to kind of relive history. That's my perspective and how I approach this. I kind of want to relive history. So I want that guy that had 8 at bats. I want to see, because it was important for him to be playing in the major leagues. So I want to kind of live through that vicariously through the experience of using these actual lineups. So it's going to get a pinch hitter here for McAndrew. That's going to be Duffy Dyer. Duffy Dyer versus righties batted 261. So there's nobody out. Grody's on at first. Duffy Dyer, pitch. A 4 is Patient 35. Patient 35, and that is a ground ball through the hole. And holding at second base, down by 5 runs, is Jerry Grody. So it's first and second, pinch hit, single by Duffy Dyer. It's Bud Harrelson now. The pitch to Bud House and a 3, a tough 80. And that's going to be a potential double play. If we roll a 7 or less, we have a double play. We're going to roll over here on the side. The pitcher's double play is also 7, and we roll a 6. So we had an 80, and that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. It's Lanier to Mason to Dyer, second inning in a row that the Giants turn a double play to kind of put out the fire that the Mets were lighting. With 6-4-3, 2 outs, and Grody goes over to third base. Tommy Agee now. Pitch from Bolin. A tough 70. And that's a ground ball, second base. Mason better hurry. And he throws out Agee, and that retires the side. Top of the 6th. Pitcher spot. New pitcher for the Mets, Don Cardwell. All right. Here's a pitch to Bolin. A 4 tough 65. Tough 65 is strike 3. Blows one by Bolin. Fastball buzzed right by him. Bobby Bonds. A tough 81. That's a ground ball to short. Harrelson up with it. Throws out Bonds. 2 down. Davenport. 12, that's ballpark. 35, he's a righty. Goes up to 32, so we're looking at in play. And that's foul. In play, 71. And that's a fly ball center field. On the run is Agee, and reaches out and makes a great catch in center field, right center field. Tommy Agee chasing it down. Got a good jump on that ball right from the start. And Wayne Garrett, bottom of the 6th. Pitch from Bolin. 10, Patient. Patient 0-4, ball 4. So let's have the leadoff man on. They're down 6-1. Haven't been able to get anything going. Cleon Jones, a 7 in play, 70. And a 70 is a fly ball center field. Right there's Mays. Eddie Kranepool. 6 in play, 0-4, and that's a ground ball and pulled down the line and into the right field corner. Bonds after it. And around third is Garrett. He's being waved home, and Kranepool, here's the relay. He's going to try for 3, and the throw is not in time. Triple, and we're going to double check that. That's a 6 in play, 0-4, and then play 0-4, and is a triple. Wow. So Ed Kranepool triples here with 1 out, making it a 6-2 game. Bottom of the 6th, Ron Swoboda. 4, Patient. 0-3, ball 4. Runners on first and third. Ed Charles. 7 in play, 88 in play. Should be a ground ball to short. Ed Charles is an 8, and then a 7. And we roll an 11, so that's going to get a run home. There's only 1 play on that, so it's a ground ball in the hole. Lanier with a long throw to first, and in time to get Ed Charles, but Kranepool comes home. So it's going to be 6-3. Kranepool scores. 6-3 Giants, and it's Jerry Grody. But we're still in there. 5, tough 47, and that's line base hit, and that's going to score Swoboda. Swoboda 6-4. Jerry Grody comes through with 2 outs, and there's action in the bullpen. Don Cardwell is up. Holy smokes! Wow. All right, 6-4 now. Let's go back 1 game to see who are the other pinch hitters. Ron Taylor was in this one. Go back 1 game. So the fans are excited now. You can hear them chanting. McGraw and Gasper. All right. We're going to bring in Rod Gasper and McGraw. He's going to be our next pitcher. There he is, Tug McGraw, left-hander. You got to believe. Let's take a look at who pitched for the Giants in that game, and it's going to be Ron Herbel. Ron, we're going to see if we can find Gerbil. We get a lot of cards. I do get the extra cards, the fringe players. I order them separately. Joe makes them. Sideline strategy. Ron Herbel. All right. So we're going to bring in pinch hitter. It's going to be Rod Gasper. And that's going to be Herbel coming in. All right. Let's take a quick peek at, all right, Jack. All right, that's good. All right, so Herbel looks in for the sign. Runner on first. There's 2 outs. 6-4 now. That scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. Where's Herbel? What are we doing? Herbel had a 4-1 record with a 4.02 ERA. Here's a pitch to Gasper. Ken Ballpark. The Ballpark 96 is in play against a righty 93. That's for sure. That's an out. That's a fly ball line to left field, and Hart right there makes the catch, and that retires the side. Mets are going to bring in Tug McGraw for the Mets. Going to take his warm-up pitches. Now, Tug McGraw was, let's see if we get any information on Tug McGraw. He's 2-1 with 2 saves. His ERA is 2.90. Facing Willie Mays, who's batting 237 with 4 home runs and 139 at bats. The Say Hey Kid against Tug McGraw. All right, here's pitch. Whoa, that's a foul ball. Pitch to Mays again. 9 is a tough 45, and that's line drive base hit. And that's going to split the outfielders. Mays is going to try for 2. Here's a throw, and he is safe with a double, leadoff double for Willie Mays. McCovey. Mets are going to walk McCovey. Try to set up the double play. It's Hart. Pitch to Hart. It's a 7, a tough 41. A tough 41 is strike 3. Big strikeout for Tug McGraw. 2 on, 1 out. Top of the 7th. 6-4 Giants. Pitch from McGraw. That's a 9, a tough 41. And that's strike 3. Back-to-back Ks. So Tug McGraw really bearing down with the fastball. And now it's Don Mason, left-handed hitter, lefty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. That's a 6 in play. And that's going to be a wild pitch. Both runners are going to move up. He basically Tug McGraw spiked the fastball, and Grody just wasn't able to block it. That's going to allow both runners to move up with 2 outs. Mason has an opportunity here to stroke a single and drive in 2. So Tug McGraw checks the sign with Grody. He sets and deals. Pitch to Mason. That's 4. That's in play. 17. That's line base hit. And that's going to score 2. In comes Mays, and around is McCovey. And it's 8-4 now. So the Mets came back with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. But the Giants respond big. Don Mason comes through with a 2-out single against Tug. You got to believe McGraw to make the lead 8-4. And it's Hal Lanier now. McGraw's pitch to Lanier. That's defense. We're going to pull a card. Error shortstop. And Buddy Harrelson, what kind of an error rating does he have? Buddy Harrelson has a 3 error rating, kind of middle of the road, 1-44. Why do we roll a 65? It's a ground ball to Harrelson. up with it, throws to first, and makes the play, and that retires the side. But not before the Giants pick up 2 more runs. They lead it 8-4. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Buddy Harrelson leading it off against Ron Herbel. We'll try to see how far we can get Herbel to go. Let's say 4 is an in-play 62. It's a ground ball second base, and to his right is Mason, off-balance throw, and in time to get Harrelson. 4-3. Nice play by the second baseman, Mason. Here's the pitch to Agee. 7 is in play, 0-9. That's line. Base hit. Tommy Agee with a hit to center field. 1-out single. So Agee's on at first. Wayne Garrett is next. Here's the pitch to Garrett. And that's a 10. That's a ballpark 32. He's a lefty. Goes to 23. So we're looking in play section. 63, and that's a ground ball to shortstop. This may end up being a double play. We're looking at 5s here, and we roll a 7, so it's going to be a fielder's choice. 63 fielder's choice, so it's a linear to Mason, and going in hard is Agee breaking that up. No chance to get the throw off. 2 outs now. Garrett is on at first, and it's Cleon Jones. Pitch from Herbel. 10, ballpark 41 again. Not a long ballpark. It would be 32. Shea Stadium is not a long ballpark. That's line drive, base hit, center field. And going over to third is Garrett. And we'll double check that. He is going third. Safe at third. No doubt. Ed Kranepool. Pitch to Kranepool. See if we get goal. That's foul back. Again, an 8 patient 99. And that's popped up. Popped up to the right side. McCovey back. Mason over. McCovey calls him off. Makes the catch, and that retires the side. Herbel is up. You know what? We're going to pinch hit for Herbel here, and we're going to bring in Berta to pinch hit. And then Herbel. Wow. Or Davenport. We can do Davenport as well. I'm going to go 1 back just to see who else they were bringing in to pitch, the Giants. See who else the Giants were bringing in. Lindsey and Given. Lindsey and Given are both pitching, so that's fun. They pitched in this series. I usually get the guys who pitched in this series. That's how I work it, especially with my deep drive replay of 2019. There's Given, Joe Given, and Frank Lindsey. So it's going to be, let's see, my brain. So we had a pinch hitter. We're looking at a pinch hitter. We're thinking about Davenport. Let's see if we can find Davenport. I like to set up the hitters with the hitters and the pitchers with the pitchers. It just makes it easier to manipulate. There's so many cards in this set. There you go. Pitcher. Good stuff. Now let's see if we can find Davenport. Unless he's playing. He may be playing. Let's see. If I don't see him in here, that means he's playing. I got to look for somebody else. Tio Fuentes. Yeah, Davenport, I think, is starting today. Kenny Henderson is another one. We're bringing Kenny Henderson. Kenny Henderson for Ron Herbel. Herbel T in the house. All right, guys. It's pinch hitter now. Let's see. He goes here. Ted McGraw against Henderson. Nobody out. So Henderson's leading it off here. Kenny Henderson's a switch hitter, batting righty against a lefty. Against a lefty, he batted .244 with 1 home run. Nobody on, nobody out. 8-4 Mets, top of the 8th. Ken Henderson, Tug McGraw, the pitch. That's a 6 in play, 0-3. That's a ground ball. And that's going to split the outfielders. That was hit hard, a lot harder than it looked. And Agee after it. And into second base with a leadoff double is Henderson. Kenny Henderson, pinch hit double. That brings up Bobby Bonds. Pitch to Bonds, 9, tough, a tough 20, and that's strike 3. One on, one down. Pitch to Davenport, 8, that's a tough 72. That's a fly ball center field. Right there is AG, 2 down. Willie Mays. Tough pitch, 80. Not going to do very much with it. And he flies out to center as well. Back-to-back flyouts to center field. Nice catch by AG, and that retires the side. We go to Ron Swoboda. New pitcher is Frank Swoboda's a righty, so we'll bring in Lindsay. Let's bring in Lindsay. Here's a pitch from Lindsay. Lindsay was 14-9 with a 3.64 ERA. It's hard to believe back then the relief pitchers had records like 14-9. That's a 4. That's defense. We're pulling a card here. Range second base. At second base, we have Mason. What does his range look like? Probably middle of the road range at second base. Actually, it's a B, which is not that shabby. We're only 64. So that's going to be a ground ball second base. And Mason with a nice play throws off of me and gets Swoboda. 4-3. If you're scoring at home, 1 down. So Lindsay gets a little bit of support there from the defense. Ed Charles in play 28, and that's a ground ball up the middle and through in the center field for a base hit. So Ed Charles with a base hit, and it's Jerry Grody. 3 in play 41. 41 is a ground ball to the first baseman. They may turn 2 on this. Grody's a 7 though. Grody and Linz is a 9, so we're looking at 7 or less, and it's a 3-6-3 double play, and the Giants are out of the inning. This is the 3rd double play that they've pulled off in this game. So they're really flashing the leather today. And it's, let's see. I don't know that we pinch hit for McGraw. No, Tug McGraw's still in there. All right, pitch to McCovey, 5, patient 53, and that's ball 4. Oh no, that isn't ball 4. No, that's a foul ball. Nick got a little bit of it off the end of the bat, and the umpire signaling foul ball, and out comes Gil Hodges to argue. Doesn't agree with that call at all. He's asking him, how could you see that? Umpire saying, I saw it. And now it's McGraw against Willie McCovey. And here's the pitch from McGraw. And that's a deep drive, and that's going to split the outfielders. That's going to be 1 hop off the wall. Willie McCovey into second base with a stand-up double. Got into that one a little bit. Doubled in the gap. Agee played it off the wall. And Hart now. Here's the pitch to Hart from McGraw. That's a 9, a tough pitch, 94. And that's going to be a fly ball, shallow left. Right there is Jones, 1 away. Jack Hyatt, 4 in play, 86. Ground ball, shortstop, and they're going to look McCovey back. But we're going to roll for that. We're going to roll a 10-sided die for that. 1-4, and he gets over, and he does. So ground ball in the hole, long throw for Harrelson, and he gets his man at first. Going over to third is McCovey. Mason, pitch from McGraw. 5, patient 93. It's a fly ball, right field, Swoboda. He's there, and that retires the side. And it's going to be the pitcher now, so we're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Let's see who the Mets were using as a pinch hitter. The score is 8-4 here in the, the bottom of the 9th. Just checking out who the Mets were using as a pinch hitter in this weekend. That's the one here. Mets are using all right, Mets are using Art Shamsky. I really like Art Shamsky. Let's grab Shamsky here. And there's Art Shamsky coming in to pitch for the pitcher, McGraw. There's going to be Lindsay, Frank Lindsay, in an 8-4 game in the bottom of the ninth. Lindsay versus Art Shamsky. Here's the pitch from Lindsay. That's a 9. That ball's in play. And a 35 is going to be a ground ball. Comebacker to Lindsay. He's going to field his position. And he throws out Shamsky. Next is Buddy Harrelson with 1 out. The Mets are down to the last 2 outs. Looks like they're going to drop this game and fall to 23-22, while the Giants are going to be 26-21. Mets are in 3rd place in their division. It's a 7 in play, 75. And that's a fly ball center field. Racing in is Mays, gets there, and that's the ball game. Oh, that's out number 2. Excuse me. Gave it away too quick. F8. Tommy Agee. Nobody on. 2 out. 7 in play. 47. Ground ball, first base. McCovey takes it himself. Is racing Agee to the bag and beats him, and that's the ball game. Boy, how did I know that? 3 unassisted. And the final score, Giants 8, Mets 4. Giants 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Mets 4 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. I'll go over the box score. Bobby Bolin improves his record to 3-5. Jim McAndrew falls to 2-3. Frank Lindsay saved the ball game. That's his 4th save. And Bobby Bolin was the MVP. It's a heck of a ball game. Bobby Bolin, beautiful box score on this replay computer game. Bolin went 5 innings, and, well, I don't know. They chose Bolin. I don't know why. I mean, he wasn't really dominant. I mean, he gave up 4 runs in 6 innings. So I don't understand that, but that's what the system did. McAndrew gave up 6 unearned runs. Wow. He went 5 innings, allowing 8 hits. Offense for the Mets, there's actually 5 players that had 2 hits each. Agee, Jones, Kranepool, Charles, and Grody. So 5 Mets had 2 hits apiece, something that you don't see very often. San Francisco wins it, and that's the end of the 3-game set. And the next game, let's see who the Mets are playing next. Take a break right now. It's 10:21. Wow. I'd like to have one more game in me, man. One more game. That'd be great. All right, looks like the Dodgers are coming into shade June 2nd, Monday, June 2nd. Wow, that's going to be exciting. 1969 Dodgers. June 2nd. It's going to be, let's see, Claude Osteen versus Jerry Koosman. Wow, that's going to be a great game. A great pitching matchup. Jerry Koosman versus Claude Osteen. Circa 1969. There he is, Jerry Koosman. Let me see if I have him in my set of 1970 top baseball cards. I have him somewhere. Don't have him there. Let's see. Jerry Koosman, man, what a great pitcher he was. Always under the shadow, under Seaver's shadow, but there he is, lefty. And we're going to put away the San Francisco Giants. We're done with the Giants. That was a good little series. And we're looking for the Dodgers now. Let's see if we can track down the Dodgers. See if I have them here. Padres. Dodgers. Beautiful. What beautiful cards. These are probably the most beautiful cards in tabletop baseball. Look at that, Dodgers. Where did the Dodgers start? Let's quickly go to that. All right, Dodgers started this game. They got to play out the last couple of games. Los Angeles and Phillies. Auto play Houston and Pittsburgh. Auto play, and then Cincinnati and St. Louis. Cincinnati loses to St. Louis 8-5 in that one. Then we go next day, Monday, June 2nd. The auto play Chicago and Boston, Detroit, California, Washington, Kansas City, Minnesota and the Yankees, Cleveland, Seattle, Los Angeles and New York. We're playing ourselves. This is going to be a lot of fun. Looking at Russell, Davis, Parker, Costco, Sidakis, Lefevre, Sizemore, Torborg, and Osteen. What was great about these older teams, man, you can see the same players on the same teams for 10 years easily. I mean, I'm talking about not superstars like, Trout, but I was going to call him Tramp. Bill Russell's not. Oh, yeah, he's starting. Willie Davis is starting. All right, Moda is not. Sudakis. Bill Sudakis, I think that's how you pronounce his name. John Miller's not starting. Drysdale, Sizemore is starting. He's the shortstop. I remember him as a second baseman. Sizemore. And who's that? Grabarkowitz. Claude Osteen. There he is. Kenny Boyer now. Kenny Boyer's not starting. Jim Bunning is a pitcher. Wes Parker. Wes Parker's first baseman batting third. Hutton, Sutton, Crawford, Wills. Is Wills in there? Wills is not playing. Mahler, Torborg. I think I have them all. Let's double check here. Let's set them up. Russell, Davis, and Parker. Russell, let's see. I don't see Davis anywhere. I'm going to have to find Davis. I want to set this up and just leave it set up for when I'm ready to roll. I'm looking for, I guess it's Willie Davis. Is that it? Maybe he's in the extra player card set because he didn't have a lot of at-bats that season. That's a possibility. All right. Let's see. Padres. Garvey, Buckner. These are new players. These are players didn't have. These are the fringe players. Let me see. I can't find Davis. Oh, Parker, Osteen. There he is. All right, Russell, Davis, Parker, Costco. Sometimes you get a, brain freeze, brain cramp, and you're going through a guy, see it, Andy Costco. There he is. Costco had 19 home runs, not too shabby. Costco is a cleanup batter. Then Sudakis. Lefevre. Lefevre's name I know how to pronounce. The other guy I don't. Sizemore and Torborg. Let's get Jeff Torborg. And then we're ready with the Dodgers. You get every player. You get every player, and then you order the fringe cards. Let's see, where's Torborg? There he is. He's at the back end. Torborg at the back end. That's it. We're ready. Claude Osteen is a 10-pitcher batting card. So we're going to look for a 10 real quick here. Setting this up for the next set of games. I may play in the morning. I don't know. It depends how I feel right now. In a little while. I'll take a break. Just had dinner. All right, the Mets. Who's starting for the Mets? It's going to be Harrelson, Gasper, and Agee. Agee's third. Jones and Swoboda. So Harrelson, he was playing towards the back end, wasn't he? Oh, here he is. Harrelson, Gasper. Gasper came in to pinch hit. He's playing in this game. Harrelson, Gasper, Agee, Jones, Swoboda, Ed Charles, Brody, Al Weiss, okay. So we got to find Al Weiss. There he is. Al Weiss, and then Jerry Kuzman is a one-picture hitting card. That's San Diego. All right, there we go. We'll put Los Angeles with the set of cards. Go that way. Not here, there. All right, we need San Diego is the last one standing of the extra fringe player cards I bought from Joe. You can get those on the site. You can ask him for any year you want if you want the fringe players, and he'll make them for you in the actual high-quality card stock that Payoff Pitch is known for. Hey, guys. Clinton Parks. Shamsky's not doing bad in 1970 season. He's batting 257, 3 doubles, and 3 RBIs. always sarcastic, my friend. I like it. He was platooned. Kuzman. All right. Mets record right now. Mets record right now is 23-22. They're in, I believe they're in third place. Yeah, they didn't have much of an offense. Willie Davis hit 311. Yeah, cool. All right, so we're looking for better pitcher hitting card number 1 for Kuzman to pop it into the lineup. There it is, pitcher hitting card number 1. Claude Osteen was 20-15 with a 2.66 ERA, so this is not going to be an easy game for the Mets. He's facing Jerry Kuzman, who's 17-9 with a 2.28 ERA. So, I mean, Mets had a great pitching, but so did most teams in the league. And then you got the 1970 Topps card. I love these cards. They're gorgeous on the back. I love that yellow and blue. This was card number 610. And good luck trying to pick up the 1970 set unless you drop your wallet. You have to drop your wallet to get a hold of that. It's pretty highly sought. This is the last year that they did the portrait styles, where the guys are just kind of posing for the camera alone. And then after that, they did portraits, but they also started to do some action shots. So that's it. It's going to be House and Gasper, A.G. Jones, Swoboda, Charles, Brody, Weiss, and Kuzman. See what happens in this game. And, yep. So this is CP Cards and Dice. Reminding you guys that this is your home for tutorial strategy, player profiles, history reviews, news, tips, unboxings, rants, and all the other good stuff that we do here. So thanks for stopping by and watching my 1969 Mets replay. Mets are 23-22. They're fourth now. They were third before the last game, and now they've fallen down to fourth place. So I can't really get to the standings right now, but I will talk about the standings very, very shortly, because the Replay Baseball computer game is playing out the season for me, and I'm just inputting the stats for my team, which is kind of how I'm doing this. So this is CP Cards and Dice saying thanks for stopping by. It's great to see Clinton Parks stopping by and giving us a little bit of some anecdotes. I always love my anecdotes from my subscribers. They always give me great stuff to use. And they recommend books, and they give me lots of information. So a lot of times they teach me how to play games. I have a couple of guys that taught me how to play inside pitch. That's another set I got to get to. But I'm running out of gas a little bit here, so I'm going to take a little nap for maybe an hour or two and maybe start playing some late-night ball tonight. Who knows? This is CP Cards and Dice saying thank you for stopping by. That was an 8-4 Giants victory over the New York Mets. And hopefully the Mets come back and beat the Dodgers over here in Flushing, Queens. They're at home. And that's all I got to say for tonight. Take care.